we have our last game of the day. This is a 4K Winston Reinhardt loss. And it is from
Hi, team.
Haloplasm.
This looks like a Reinhardt defense to me.
Wow, is that the real fade?
Oh, you need a sub? Dapper Krieg! Thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to be a crony. Enjoy your emotes.
Broken things in the history of the game. Makes things worse.
It drives me crazy when I just see bad healers and so it's like, let me do it, even though I hate like that I do that.
Dapper Krieg, I did notice you.
And the hammer.
Just a little bit late. So let's see this Reinhardt. He's got the ghost skin. He's in the Halloween spirit.
Let's not say we did. Well, that's unhealthy.
Alright. Already a 5v6. Scratch that. Okay.
Farah's up top left alone. She's isolated. Can we kill her? She's all the way behind us.
Okay, the Pharaoh that got behind is actually causing you guys a lot of trouble.
There's no hits can't deal with this far appropriate. Which is almost dead. Which is almost dead. He has 1 health.
Oh.
Try to farm my ult. Now if I charge, I'm fucked. I'm fucked anyways.
Yep. So I think that's as good as you could play it. I don't think I saw a very good opportunity for you to charge. If you did charge, even if you got the Hog or the Winston, the Mercy was there, could have been rezzed, could have been healed through it, and it would put you in a really bad position because they had their DPS behind their tanks, except for the Pharah.
So just make sure we regroup for 6 before we go into this next fight, okay?
The Pharah got behind you guys, and that really caused you problems. Because as a Reinhardt, there's not much you can do.
Our Mercy's a little frustrating to deal with sometimes is Rein.
You gotta pick. That's right to your left.
Oh fuck! I had the right idea.
Okay. All right, you made it out.
I shouldn't have held shield. I should have just let him knock me back, and then put my shield up.
I think this guy's a streamer because he's trying to talk through his actions, which is cool.
Both of their supports are still up in front.
Oh. I thought he was going to try to ult.
Break shield, break shield, break shield, break bubble. Oh fuck, I thought they were all going to push around the corner. That was a little preemptive.
Not a terrible idea. Like he was right on his thought, where he expected a push to come right around the ult, or after the res, but no one came.
Oh, you like Mrs. Pearl.
No.
Yeah. He tried.
Around by monkey.
Yeah. I think that was alright. Your team did push up. You were there with them. The correct decision probably would have been pushing up, but then it's better to do something as a team than it is to do something smart together, or smart alone. Yeah.
I don't think we're able to go for a recontest.
Doing something dumb with your friends is better than, yeah, being alone and being right in this game.
Why is this true?
Oh, Lucio shoots a lot of little pellets. Good. Should I go try to deal with that Junkrat? Let's go with a firm no on that one.
Oh, McCree got him from behind.
Almost got him. Almost got him.
Very aggressive.
Fuck off, Roadhog!
Roadhog really wanted you dead.
Tunnel visioned me so hard. We need to make sure we stop giving that Junkrat that high ground mid there.
Mercy took him out. Mercy's holding the high ground with the pistol. So far, this guy's doing the best he can. The worst part about Reinhardt is that, man, you are at the whims of your allies.
I don't like holding this corner if this top here isn't secured.
Yeah, actually, holding up here is terrible for Winston. Or not Winston. Reinhardt. Okay, that was a good ult. So that killed both tanks. And that is... Oh, both tanks are going to get res now.
Heck. That's summer.
Fuck.
That wasn't terrible.
Come on, boys.
So this is why you don't see Reinhardt Ren much anymore.
I want to see what happened there, because I...
Teams with mobility...
he didn't even know where I went.
Teams with mobility can get around the
Stand guard,
Reinhardt,
stand guard,
and this
stand guard, stand
Reinhardt is being pulled and pushed apart by everything. Right, he can't keep up with the Genji, he can't keep up with the Junkrat or the Winston.
Get bubbled down.
He's just constantly getting picked and pulled apart from all angles.
Shatter. We've got respawn advantage for getting picks. Now body block. Fuck.
You needed to ult.
Genji's new change. I'm so hesitant about using Shatter to stop a Dragon Blade.
Okay. If that's what he said, then okay. I understand why he's hesitating then.
Now, I should have ulted.
Yeah. So this guy, he...
Just read that fight.
I think this is how, once you get to 4K and Grandmaster, ult.
What?
Got Junkrat.
Eh.
Junkratted! So this is just an incredibly difficult game for the Reinhardt. I think he's making the correct plays. It's just so fucking difficult going up against Zenyatta. So even when he, if he didn't have his shield up, he was taking increased damage, and everyone was all around him. Even at the start when there was a Pharah, like that, he's going up against a lot of stuff. He can't be pulled that many ways. You can't defend from that many angles.
The power of friendship gives me
But like I was saying, with the 4K, he knows, he's understanding what his issues are right as right as it happens. He's like, man, I should have ulted that Genji.
Okay, Mercy's up top here. Mercy's isolated mid. Okay, so they're holding up there.
Feel free to attack though. You can build ult charge. Right now, he's thinking too much.
Mercy's up mid, flying.
And tunnel visioning the Mercy.
Is he dead?
So a bit too much tunnel vision for the Mercy, and a bit too much thinking.
We all have number advantage, spawn advantage.
You can tell that he's thinking a lot. He's trying to aim his moves very, very precisely, but what you need to do is just get in there. Yeah, here you go. Oh, sorry. There was another reload at, like 90 shots.
No, she pulled me up in the air. I was counting on being able to get under that bridge. Okay, but Mercy res is a thing, so that's nice. Okay, get on
Should
Mercy,
he
get
switch
on
off
Mercy, get on
Reinhardt?
Mercy. Nice, nice.
I don't care what people play. I'll tell you if you're going to have an easy or difficult time, but that doesn't mean you should switch on or off of it. I just critique what people play. I'm not going to tell you to play what... I'm not going to tell you what you should play.
Nice, good job.
I can stand on this. What is this? What is this? It's OP.
Okay, we got Hog up there, just pushing P a little.
But yes, the Reinhardt, when he was playing it against that team, was a very difficult matchup.
Hog and I are off pushing.
He tried. I think he played best he could.
No tanks. Your tank.
The problem is his DPS can't stick behind him because DPS is kind of being everywhere because they're dealing with everyone else everywhere.
Okay.
While strength, like there's a great stability with Reinhardt. The problem is was that another reload like at 90? He was at 73 ammo. Yeah.
We good on the Mercy?
Oh shit! You're gonna push him off. Send.
The fucking Torb!
Damn, this Torb's got some moves.
I will end you, motherfucker! I tunnel vision that Torb so hard there.
That's a strange number. Yeah, tunnel vision. Yeah, you got a little bit of tunnel vision on the Torb. I would say yes.
Then I thought I could kill him, but he just throws down armor.
Will I critique character choice in terms of new character, old previous character after a change? No. I'll probably mention that with the changes, you're trying to play the character in an old way. But I'm not going to tell you, like, play another way.
I can just...
Okay, so that's the first time he got the Mercy.
Please don't!
The turret's going to kill you, yeah.
Should I go to Reinhardt? Nah, it's so mobile. The fight's happening so many places. We still took it though. So
There's still a lot of focus on Mercy when she can just dash out of it. And here's the thing with Winston. If you lose sight of Mercy, she can dash out of your range very quickly and get a lot of her health back. Right? She has regen.
no, not with a Mercy still healing. Maybe if this is an Ana. Can we get on Mercy? Get on Mercy, get on Mercy, get on Mercy. Nice.
Okay. What was that? 55. Yeah, reloading a lot.
Stand cart.
And the only thing I can think about why he's reloading so frequently is that he's expecting...
Nice, good job, team.
He's expecting to jump on a 200 hit point hero, and he wants to have his entire clip. But I think he's wasting too much time reloading.
Yeah, if we got a McCree and a Hog, we got a recipe for a strong front line. So, Rein it is.
But if you don't get Mercy, she heals whoever you jump. The answer to that is to play with your team a bit more. Winston doesn't have high damage for a reason. It's because his damage is really consistent. If you keep diving one person, they're going to defend him. Even if it is the Mercy. A good team is just going to crush you as you dive the Mercy alone. You need to attack with your team. That's the big reason why Winston is so strong at the high levels, and then at the lower levels, he's just
Watch for their
not crap. He's just not a good pick.
That's an interesting comp. Road Junkrat, Pharah, Winston, Mercy. Is that an Orisa? Winston doesn't have bubble. Get on him. Get on him.
So Winston and Mercy got the other Mercy. Yeah, see, they're getting pulled apart. There's no one place for this Winston to defend from. Not this Winston, this Reinhardt.
Dismantling of a Rein defense.
Okay, went back to Winston. Yep, this is what he has to do.
I don't really have an option but to run Winston.
Like, the DPS isn't sticking behind Reinhardt, so there's little to no point of his shield.
Hey, just make sure we don't stagger, okay? We can get a fight on the second point here and retake it from them, but we got to make sure that we do it in overtime and we do it with 6.
10 seconds.
Okay. Maybe I should have gone up to help McCree. Go up to help Soldier. No, he's gonna jump down. I would have bubbled for him. Well, now we have a second support at least. Hey, we can wait. We can afford to wait till the middle of second point. Just wait till we have 6, okay? If we get picked at this point, we kind of lose all of second point. Nice, good kill, good kill. Except Mercy's just gonna res it, because that's how things work now.
I wanna die.
They got off the point.
C9, baby! C9!
So I think he did the right move there. He got a pick, moved in, threw down a bubble, did Winston stuff. But yeah, they kind of just got off the point.
Mercy's floating mid.
This is actually good insight into the higher level players. Okay, this is good. This is good. Don't go for the kills.
Oh shit.
But what he did is, if his team attacked at the same time, what he did is he pushed everyone at least in a bad spot on the high ground. Winston is definitely a bully. Try to get people off of an area and then just get the hell out. There's so many health packs on the first part of this map. I don't understand. There's a small health pack right next to him. There's a full health pack on the other side of that wall too.
We should be pretty solid.
I think they expected people to fight here,
Jump on New Mercy.
but no one does.
Do her super speed.
Right, shooting upstairs.
Just the spam damage.
Yeah, don't go to the choke like that with Junkrat load.
Yeah, Junkrat Farah.
I feel like that.
That's good. So this is buying space for the team, but team didn't use it.
I feel like a Reinhardt would be better here.
I got nano boost.
Nice.
Winston, I'm gonna nano boost you.
Alright.
Diva's sleeping. Fuck. Mini Diva lit.
See what he can get. Oh, the jukes.
There's nothing I can do against a flying Mercy, a Valkyrie Mercy.
I should have stayed.
There's nobody to jump on.
I pushed through the choke.
So yeah, so he's having a hard time finding someone to choke, or to jump on. Also the choke. The Junkrat has mobility, and the Junkrat's keeping space. They got a Farah Mercy that's just flying away.
Maybe.
Diva.
We need to go.
Diva's just going to get away as well. The Winston can pick his fights. The Zenyatta's the one person that he could jump on, and they can't do much about it. And they're not getting through that point with the Junkrat Farah.
Reed, shoot it. Far left. There's a Junkrat trap up here.
Farah's no health.
There you go.
No, fuck. You can res me up top if you can get me, but... You have ult.
Get him inside, yep.
Junkrat's up top, try to spam the shit out of you guys.
Kill
Diva
point.
sleeping. From top left. Winston's almost dead.
Fuck! I thought that little pass by would be enough to kill him.
Got him. Okay, no, that was a lot better. So the Pharaoh was trapped underneath, so in a closed-in area. That got her killed.
A lot of them have short spawn.
Guys, we can't.
Um,
We're still in overtime.
It would have been better if he would have been able to like push the Zen in the corner, but he harassed the high ground, got more attention from there. That bought, and all this does is, even if it doesn't net a kill, it's buying space. That's what Winston's really, really good at. He excels at buying space for his team. Now he does have to kind of commit hard for it, but a lot of the times he can live.
On the right.
Alright, Soldier's gonna die. We can't get off this part. Alright, they're coming in. Farah dead. I'm ulting you. Mini Diva behind. Mini Diva, fuck. Mini Diva's behind you guys. I can't get up.
cart. I need help here. Dead on cart.
Against Super Mercy,
Desperately stalling.
I just feel helpless.
Yep.
It's like she completely...
So that is tough. That is really, really tough. So he played Reinhardt and Winston. And I think his Reinhardt play was pretty good. He was just going up against some of the worst heroes he could have been up against. I think... Oh, man, even if he played it on offense, I think with the Pharah Junkrat, they would have just crushed it down. I really do. I think Winston... I think it was okay to play Winston. I guess if you wanted me to critique picks, Diva. If you're going up against Junkrat, Pharah, you can kind of run a Diva, try to get in their face, stuff like that. Yeah, because there's... The problem with Winston is that his ult is to disrupt formation. But with a very mobile team like the enemy team had, you're not disrupting much. Right? It's not like they're all low mobility classes on the high ground, and you push them off the high ground and they all kind of just die. Outside of the Zen, everyone had mobility. Everyone. So he couldn't really disrupt anything. They would just reposition on him. But the Reinhardt accuracy, man. He hit every hammer swipe. It was great. I think he played it pretty much spot on. The times he didn't play it spot on, he caught himself. I remember back in old Apex, they would hold Reinhardt ult. So this is information for his ult. Ult Genji. The old teams in Season 2, Season 3 Apex, I saw a lot of Reinhardts, and this was big during the Nanoblade days. A lot of Reinhardts would save their ult specifically to kill Genji. You just ult him and then you charge him and he's dead. That's what Reinhardt ult is really, really good for. There's one time specifically that I remember on this game where he's like, God damn it, I should have ulted the Genji. Even though with the change, you still want to ult the Genji. So yeah, so Biodrone brings up a good point. He says, I think on all fronts, he's just thinking so much. Overall, and that's like talking about each hero is cool, but overall what his issue is he's thinking way too much. Way, way, way too much. That needs to be an O. Sure, that's an O. He's overthinking everything, and that's kind of what this is what happens in Grandmaster when you start like running into issues. You start playing against better people and you're like, all right, I think my mechanics, my play is up to snuff, but there's something I'm not understanding, and so I'm going to think about it a lot. With his Winston, he was literally taking shots, looking around on what to do. He was standing still, not doing anything. Like, you need to shorten this gap up. Before you turn the corner, just be like, I'm going to jump on that goddamn Zen. Find him, jump on him, get it going. As you sat there, you're going to take 100, 200 points of damage. You know, that lowers Winston's health down to 350, health, which is really, really low. He can start dying incredibly quick then. Also, essentially, all his armor was stripped by the time he was getting into combat because of that delay. Yeah. He was really, really thinking about what to do at every single point. And that's good, but it was affecting his play. He was sitting around, he was kind of staggered, he was looking for something to do. He just wasn't doing. And this was kind of along the lines of his reload. He was reloading a lot as Winston. And now, we would say, oh, that's bad Winston play. Like, you don't want to reload when you're at 70 ammo, 90 ammo, yada, yada. But more importantly, it was there because he was trying to think. The reloading was just the symptom of him trying to figure out what to do. Right? He's sitting there, he's like, alright, I gotta kill this person. I gotta kill him in one clip. I need the whole clip. Let me reload and then jump on him. And it's like, wait a second, there's someone right in front of you. Just damage him. Just get the damage out, start buying your team space. And this is the biggest thing about tanks, is that you have to create space. That doesn't mean, you know, killing people, that does create space. You are correct. But you don't have to kill people to create space. You have to push the enemy back. You have to disrupt their formation, disrupt their flanks. Essentially, you keep people safe by getting in other people's faces. Right? If everyone's shooting your face, then everyone on your team's face, perfectly fine. You know, it's going to go well then. The problem is if you're sitting around thinking, trying to get a kill, if you get the kill, that's great. But if you keep on diving over and over and over, you don't get the kills. I think he got the Mercy once. And the team just jumped on him, right? His team wasn't engaged when he was jumping in, so he was just getting crushed. This is why Winston appears to be weak at lower ranks and is insanely strong at the highest. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about his play. I think actually his Reinhardt, his positioning was okay. His positioning was good. The problem is that the enemy team had better positioning skills than him, so it didn't matter where he was getting moved around. His skill usage was fine. I think he was doing all that correctly. He was just getting picked on from multiple angles. Even when he was trying to fight head on, he was playing. He was going up against a hog, and his shield was getting crushed. Yeah. As a Winston, he was diving a lot. We'll just say too much, or we'll just say tunnel vision. We can keep the T. He was really focused on the Mercy. The Mercy's going to be able to dash away. Just completely. The times he did get the Mercy, he solo killed her once. And then he got Mercy killed a couple times when his team was with him. And that's exactly how you want the Winston to operate. Winston can land and do a bit of damage, and then the Genji needs to come in, or another DPS needs to come in and finish the targets off. This is about Reinhardt. Obviously, there's the tunnel vision on the Torb, the tunnel vision on the Mercy. Remember, tanking isn't about getting kills, it's buying space. You can do that with and without kills, like I said before. His positioning, he was diving quite deep. He was a bit too deep at times. Other times he was doing things correctly, but a lot of times he was just diving. He was diving so far, his team could not support him in any manner of speaking. So they couldn't like damage the people around him. They couldn't damage the target he was going on. Yeah, it was a little bit too disconnected from the team. That's pretty much it. His biggest issue, though, is the thinking too much and not doing. I think that's my biggest gripe. When you start thinking to the point that it's affecting your gameplay, like, in a negative fashion, you're just, like, standing around looking, you're like, what am I gonna do? Oh, I should do this. I think that's when you're thinking way too much. So if anything, I would like him to start doing a bit more. Like, I can understand you thinking about what class is good. If a class is, or a hero, I should say, a hero is good, and if a hero is viable against the enemy comp. But when you're trying to think about who to shoot, like, a soldier doesn't come up to the, you know, he doesn't turn the corner and he sees, like, 6 targets, and he's like, who should I shoot? No, you know what, I'll shoot this guy. It's mostly they turn the corner, they start putting bullets into something. As soon as you start putting damage out, the team will start moving, and once the team starts moving, they're in the logistics phase, and that is a weak, like, that's when they're weak. I was... Camera scene. So I was gonna, like, I wanted to talk about this for the longest time. But, like, let me get my chair. Not my chair. I need my bar stool here. So this is a good learning opportunity. There's my power outlet. So what a lot of people think in Overwatch is, well, let's just say Hanamura. What do people do? Let's say this is the defense. What the team always does is that they kind of just hit the chair, right? They fucking hit the chair. They're like, fuck this chair. And they're like, what the hell? The defense won't crack. Why won't the defense crack? And they keep on hitting this chair. And you're like, wait a second. The chair is designed to be strong in this manner of speaking. It's supposed to be strong in this. It's supposed to bear weight. Just like a defense, it's supposed to defend the choke point. It's supposed to hold it. So what they do is they hit this choke point in a dumb way where it's strong. And then they're like, fuck you, Reinhardt. What were you doing? That's kind of what people do. So don't attack something when where it's strong. In fact, it's quite dumb to hit it where it's strong. And hitting something where it's strong or weak, we can think about it at the hero level. Like, is there a counter for the hero? Like, people say counter. Is there a weakness with their formation? Like, it's a weakness in any aspect, right? It's a strength in any aspect. It's a weakness in any aspect. From hero to the team. So yeah, don't just attack where something is strong and then get angry that you couldn't break it where it's strong. Because right now you're just using force on force. The truth is like, yeah, look, you can just tip it. Right? You hit it from another side. You hit it from a different angle. I'm going to attack it where it's weak. That way, it's so much easier. I can just fling it that way. Right? Quite easily. And maybe that can be a little bit demonstrative at times. Like, it's too excessive. Like, you're like, alright, they're running this. I know how to beat this very easily. And they see it, and it's very obvious, and it's very easy to see, but it works in a very strong manner. What I think the way to create a franchise or a team that will last forever, you don't want to excel at, one, breaking things where it's strong. That's, you're going force against force, and even if you do win, it's not going to work all the time, because if someone is as good as you, they have the inherent strength, like the chair, or like a choke point, that you're not going to do well. You're going to lose if they're at equal skill with you. Same thing being said is, someone can easily see attacking from the side. Right? That's actually very, very obvious. If you consider attacking from the side a flank, or if you consider attacking from the side such as something that a hero is really bad at. So, if you notice they don't have any hit scan heroes, and you pull out a Pharah, and you're like, oh, look, that's really easy. The problem is over time, they're going to know that they're going to be weak against Pharah, and they're going to prepare against that directly. So the problem is that they can easily defend against this with very little. The best way to crack the defense is actually, it's a bit of this, but you do it subtly. Just to the point where they have nothing, right? Just a little bit so they don't know it. Because then I can push, and it falls. This is what I do as Junkrat. Or as I do is with any hero. And this is why a lot of people think I don't do much, but I still win games. Is because if I can attack the team in a very subtle manner, that my team just keeps on doing this, right? They keep on hitting straight down, straight down, straight down, straight down. A flank is too obvious. They can defend against that. Right? All they gotta do is go here, and they can defend against the flank. But if I do something so sneaky that I just barely disrupt them, and now when my team pushes on like normal, it topples. That's true strength. That's how you want to topple a defense. Is something very subtle that when your team just does what they want to do naturally, it'll start tipping. Figure out how to beat the chair. We don't hate the chair. We're just gonna say the chair is just a metaphor for attacking something where it's strong. And most people, they will attack something where it's strong, and when it doesn't work, they just get pissed. It's quite dumb, actually. Yeah, it's just really dumb to attack this where it's strong. And attacking where it's weak is too obvious of a manner, so you have to split the difference. And that's how you do it. Which is really metaphorical, but actually is like how you want to beat a lot of things. That's how I play Overwatch. I barely tweak the defense so that it can't defend with the way it does in a strong manner. Essentially, I make their strength or weakness, and I make my my weakness my strength. Right? Total Sun Tzu. What would be an analogy for weight sitting on the chair? Also, the pressure on top of the chair is just what my team is applying, and since the other enemy team is designed to fight against my team, like that's the weight. It's like it's supposed to happen that way. So does this mean flanking? It does mean flanking. But it doesn't mean like a very obvious type of counter, if you will. I don't want to say counter, but it's not like a very obvious answer. The thing is when I flank, people think, oh, you're supposed to kill everyone, or you're supposed to get a couple picks. But just the notion of flanking, and we've talked about this before because we always joke about who's number 1, number 2 on overbuff. I've always said, even since Season 2, I'm like, guys, there's stuff stats can't track, like presence. If a hero flanks and it kills no one, did that hero have an effect in the game? Yes. Yes, they did. Because the enemy team had to put forces that way, they had to do something to deal with that hero, with that threat. And by taking forces off the choke point, or taking forces off of wherever their team is strong, and forcing it on me on a flank, I've made it easier for my team to do what they want to do, which is just punch the chair. Right? I've upset the balance of the chair enough so that when they punch it, it falls. But I didn't do it in a very obvious manner. So when people think about me, they go, he's shit, he does the same thing over and over, he has no tactics, he doesn't know what he's doing. But I'm just doing something so subtle, and I'm disrupting their formation so subtly that people actually don't fucking get it. Yeah. And never attack something when it's strong. Always disrupt it and then attack. That's how you fight fights, that's how you fight wars, that's how you win wars. I meant if someone was sitting on the chair. Team also have to push the person off the chair, attack the chair. No, I just consider that when I talk about defense in relation to the chair, it's formation, right? The structure of the chair is holding it up. It's the formation of the enemy team that's making them strong. It's the way the map is made. It's the formation that the team is standing in with the map that makes it so strong. So don't attack it when it's fucking strong. Disrupt it, then attack it. Disrupting it, if you want to try to get a pick with a flank, that's really obvious. And humans notice something obvious. When something subtle is when things get mysterious, more or less. People are like, how the fuck did we lose? Like, alright, they got through the flank. A tracer dashed through the flank. She didn't kill anyone, but we slowly started to fall apart and die, and we lost the map eventually. Well, it's probably because you let that tracer go through. You pulled someone off the choke point to deal with the tracer. They couldn't deal with it. Probably a second person got upset, went to deal with the tracer as well. Now at the choke point, there's less people, so the team can just push through. They're fighting a 5v4 now. Yeah, and you're complimenting the metaphor, probably. Basically, what was happening with me is the backline with hacks and my team. So somebody suck, please switch. Yeah, Biodrone, if you're back there and both the supports are constantly attacking you and their focus is on you, that's good. You're doing what a Sombra is supposed to do. Even if you don't kill them, you still have presence and you're still pulling attention off of you. The problem is that you do require the team to apply the force. But yeah. don't, for the fucking love of everything out there, fight something the way it's strong. Anything. In life, don't do it. Right? It's strong that way. It's stupid to go strength for strength. It's dumb. It's a dumb fight. It's a waste of time and energy. Don't do it. Find a way to usurp it. Most of it's going around. And if you go around something, if you know anything about water, if water hits a rock and it goes around, it forms a jetty. And that jetty is actually what usurps the rock's power. That's what's going to dig up the sand for the rock, and that will eventually push it over. Yeah. But the chair is the best thing I can come up with in my current environment. But it still makes sense. Sun Tzu said, avoid what is strong, attack what is weak.
Finally recognized.
He probably did say that. In fact, he did say that. Okay, I opened up fucking Art of War. And the first thing I looked at, military tactics are like unto water. For water in its natural course runs away from high places and hastens downward. So in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and to strike at what is weak. I'm not fucking kidding you, dude. It's right there! I flipped right to it. But the whole thing about the chair and akin to water is that I'm not going to say your team's dumb, but your team is going to push down a force constantly. That's what they do. That's what average people are going to do. What you do is you let them do what they want to do normally. You let them be like water. They just want to push in. They just want to flow downwards. So what you do is you just modify what they're pushing on in a way that creates a disadvantage to it and an advantage to you. So that you allow your team to push on a weak point instead of a strong point. It's setting your team up so they can do what they want easier. And it's what I've always said. Make Overwatch easy for your team, difficult for your enemy. That's how you'll win games. But yeah. That's funny. I can't believe I turned to that exact